This year, I produced and finished one song every week. In today's video, I want to wrap this challenge by talking about what I've learned from it, what I would do differently and what I found challenging, if I would recommend this to anyone, and also what my plans are now going forward into next year. You know that there's this saying that a great mixdown will outperform a mastering, and I think I will go even one step backwards and I will say that a great production will outperform a great mixdown. With all these songs that I made now over this time, I could really see which songs stuck out to me and which were maybe not sounding that great. And mostly it wasn't the mixdown in the end, but it was actually the original idea at the beginning that was making this difference. On one hand, of course, it's that you already do a lot of mixdown within the production process and that every element already has its own place. But on the other hand, it's actually also the process of production. So when I had a long period of time without any interruption, so let's say 8 hours, and I was producing one song from the start until a very far point within the song, these songs, they sounded a lot more coherent, a lot more as one than when I had like 1 hour here, 1 hour here, 1 hour there. The reason for that is because I think I didn't really get into this flow state that I personally always need some time to get into. So I always need maybe 1 or 2 hours until I'm actually at the place where I'm the most creative and the most like, I forget everything else, you know? And I think that's where most of the magic happens. The greatest music that I produced is also the music that I made out of a place of emotion or a feeling that I felt during this time. So if I had some kind of hardship or some kind of extreme joy that I had to go through at this time, these songs were just really the most honest ones and also the most deep songs out of all them. And if everything was going well and everything was just in equilibrium and balance, these songs just didn't sound that interesting. Or I had to find this inspiration from somewhere else. But yeah, this is kind of like a blessing and a curse at the same time. So before I started with this challenge, I always struggled to actually find the time to work on my own projects, because if life gets busy, your project gets pushed to the side if it's not that important, right? So with this challenge, I really wanted to schedule making music and make it important and make it a priority. So I actually always have this picture in my mind of this glass, this sand, and these stones. And the stones are the very important things in your life. And the sand is just a noise. So like answering emails, doing social media, things like that. And if you want to put everything into this glass and you put the sand first, not all the stones will have enough space to put on top of it. But if you actually put the stones first and then pour the sand on top of it, everything will fit into this glass. So that's a matter of prioritization, right? You have to put the stones first. And yeah, you have to decide what are these stones for you. Now, the last thing that I've learned from this challenge that I want to share is that I actually just love making music. And this was already clear before that challenge for me, but now with this challenge, it just became even more clear to me because I just always enjoyed making it and I never had to like really force myself into it. And it is always a process that I'm looking forward to. So yeah, I just love it. And it's also important for me to remember this for the future because, as I said before, life can get busy and I just want to keep making music. The first thing is definitely that it was just quite a high pace and I never took a break from this challenge during the whole year. I went on a holiday once, but I still kept going with the challenge. And looking back now, I think it would have been good to schedule in some breaks from the challenge in order to step aside and to reflect a little bit. And even though I love making music, I think it's always good to step aside and to have this opportunity to move out of it, because a year is quite a long time, I guess. Now, what I also found quite challenging was to dive deeper into an idea that I had, with this thought in the back of your head that you have to finish it at the end of the week. So it was definitely great for refining my mixing and my arrangement skills, so more the technical skills. But yeah, I'm really looking forward for next year to give my songs more time to breathe a little bit. When I had a week full of other important things that were actually also important, yeah, it's just sometimes too many important things, right? So these were the weeks that were definitely harder to navigate for me, and where I also felt a little bit stressed about this challenge. And yeah, it wasn't always a good thing, you know? It wasn't always happy and joyful, but it was sometimes actually also just like, yeah, why the did I come up with this idea? I wouldn't do another year now again, so a second year of the same challenge, I'm not gonna do that. But if I would have to go back in time, 1 year ago, I would definitely do this challenge again. And yeah, it was a great experience. Now, I would recommend it to people who already make a lot of music, but who maybe are struggling to finish their songs. And for this particular thing, it was really helpful. I will definitely want to keep making music a high priority, but I want to switch from a finishing approach to a time-based approach. And what that means is that I want to spend at least 10 hours per week on my own musical projects, and I will track that in a spreadsheet. And after 1 month, I will reassess this time and I will see if this 10 hours are maybe too much or too little, and I can correct it after 1 month. Additionally, I'm also planning to work on 4 bigger projects next year, 1 in each quarter. And I'm not going to talk about these projects on this video right here, but make sure to subscribe if you want to learn more. Now, to officially end this challenge, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you out there who supported me and yeah, who pushed me to keep going. I want to say thank you to all artists I had the chance to collaborate with. I want to say thank you to all of my friends who held my back during these times. I want to say thank you to my mom and dad who just always believe in me no matter what. And I want to say thank you to my partner who was just always there for me and who had to endure my mood swings and my absences when I was spending an all-nighter here in the studio. So yeah, thank you. Thanks to all of you. To end this year, I want to close with a quote by Leonard Bernstein. To achieve great things, 2 things are needed: a plan and not quite enough time. Thanks for watching.